Well, what is your next step now? You've gotten the treatment done, and so what is your next step?
The next step will be to have a seed money event. And Mr. Balch, if he could expound on that a little bit.
Very quickly.
Making movies, it costs money. And before Antonio and his partner Jamie can deal with investors, there are several hoops they have to go through, and this is an event that has a great deal of goodwill and community support. So there's a fundraiser on April the 1st. That's the goal of it is to raise seed money to cover some of those initial costs to allow them to get the thing off the ground. It's an event that'll be on April the 1st. I think it's $50 per person.
Okay, and where will it be?
It will be at the Crossroads
downtown.
Okay.
We have a telephone number.
Yeah,
if that's
please
okay.
give it, yes.
They can contact Ms. June Bacon. Telephone number 256-852-6869.
Okay.
And she'll explain all the particulars.
The details. Good.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And it is important to call June because we will need a head count. We don't want to surprise our host.
Okay. I know Miss Bacon, and no, she does not want to be surprised. So, but again, Anthony, I congratulate you and Anthony and all the folks that are involved in this, because it is a story about our history, and it's a story that needs to be told. And it's a story that people around this country need to be able to share and appreciate. So, you know, whatever we can do along the way, we'll be more than happy, because I'm excited for you.
Thank you. You have opened your door to me several times.
Well, again, I admire you, sir.
Thank you.
This is your time. Anthony, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Good. Well, if you stay with us back for the remainder of the show, you're going to be able to meet some of the alumni and some of the players from the 65-66 Fighting Tigers after this. Hello and welcome back to the show. We're joined in this part of the program by two alumni from Council High School, Shirley Bush and Earnest Horton, and thanks to both of you for being with us.
Thank you.
I know this has to be an exciting project for the two of you, because you know this is a period of time that you all lived. You were there when all this was happening.
Right.
And to be able to hopefully see all this materialize on the big screen so that other people, as I was saying earlier, around this city and this state and this nation can share in what you all lived every day has to be exciting.
It is, very.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about why it is that you want to see something like this happen. Why is it necessary?
I think that it's necessary because the events that went on in school, like the championships and the education, we had quality education, even though we didn't have quality facilities
and all the
and
resources.
books. Right. Our teachers and our principals, they were excellent teachers, and they instilled in us the learning process, and they forced you really to learn, if I might say that. But also, I think that it's very important that the history of the school not die, because it is a part of Huntsville's history and heritage, as well as our history and heritage. So those are the two main reasons why I think that it should stay.
And Mr. Horton, both of you, as well as a lot of other alumni of the school, have been so involved in trying to raise money to get the school renovated, so that that part of history, as Ms. Bush was saying, doesn't die, so that people who don't realize the jewel in Council High School are able to do that.
See, so much of our history has been lost through the years, and with this project, in terms of the movie, will document what happened during those years, and it will serve as a stamp on what took place.
Right.
During the years that we were there, as Mrs. Bush said, quality education, quality faculty members, students enjoy being there. There's a lot of activities that happened that we could not have enjoyed any place else. So we cherish the opportunity, and so now with us being a part of it and to participate in this, we want this legacy to go on and make sure that in the future those people that come behind us and our kids will see what has happened. We want to maintain that.
And they'll appreciate it.
Right.
And again, not to let that piece of history, because what happened at Council High School has helped to shape all of us, whether we went to Council High School or not.
Right.
It's helped to shape this entire community and basically in this entire country.
Right.
Because much of what was happening at Council High School was happening in communities all around this country.
Right. And see, we know that Huntsville is so diverse,
exactly.
so many people, and that's why we're reaching out to everybody, rather than just those that matriculated at Council High, and to become part. Because when we finish with that project, it's going to be serving the whole total community and everyone that's here.
And before we leave, we're going to make sure that we give you all information if you care to make a donation toward the fund for the renovation of Council High School, because this is not cheap.
That's true.
But it is, as you were saying, Mr. Horton, it is a community effort. It's for everybody because it's all of our history. And something that you said, Ms. Bush, that I want to sort of piggyback on while I have the two of you here, you talked about the quality education that you got and how it prepared you to be where you are today. And I think what a lot of people don't realize, if they did not attend predominantly or exclusively black school, is that there was also a sense of pride that is sort of kind of hard to describe unless you experienced it and you were there.
That's true.
And there was also, not only were you prepared for education, but you were prepared for life.
True. True.
And that's something that you really can't measure, really. You can't bottle.
I might add, too, as you said, that even the teachers who are still living today, they have called us and they are launching a project themselves to help raise funds involved. Yeah. So information will be going out as a group from those group of teachers that are still living to support what we're doing.
And this can be done because where I mentioned in the first part of the program about my father and where he went to high school, and the community got together because that building was in the same condition as Council High School. It was beginning to be run down, and I think it was being used as a community center, and then that program moved out, and I think at one point the State Board of Education was there, and they moved out, and so the building had gotten into a lot of disrepair, and so people came in, and I think they probably had gotten maybe some state money and some federal money, and they were able to renovate that building, and I'm not really sure what it's used for now, but I know that there's an organization that is housed in that building, but they also use it for a lot of community things. And that community will get together and have like a community day. And it's basically a reunion of the school. So everybody that had anything to do with that school at some point in time, they come back.
Yeah.
And rather than having like a class reunion, it's a school reunion.
Well, that's exactly how we got started on this, was from a class reunion. And we worked together and had a historical marker put on the school grounds. And so it just took off from there in 1994. And we've just been out there ever since, still trying to save not necessarily save it, but to improve it.
Exactly. And if people want to contribute to the Council High School Fund, what's the best way to do that?
Well, they can send a donation to our building fund at WHCAA, and the post office box is 3853, Huntsville, Alabama, 35810.
Okay. And is it a tax deductible?
It is. We are tax deductible organization.
People always want to hear that.
Right.
So.
We are nonprofit. Have been since '94.
That's right.
So there is no gift, I'm sure, that's too large or too small.
That's right.
Because it will all again be going to save a very significant part of the history of this community.